Ladies and gentlemen, Jet Sunstrider here. Welcome to my Subnautica kind of wrap up final thoughts video. And the reason why it's not like Sunrider's Academy, one where I just hanged out in the menu screen all day and blabbered for about 20 minutes or so. The reason is, I'll get to it later, but for now, I want to talk about Subnautica for the first part of this. Now, before I jump too far into it, I'm surprised that the game had such an in-depth kind of story to it. Like a survival crafting game like, Rust or Minecraft or something like that, I don't know. Any kind of survival building, crafting game like this, you don't really expect it to have such a huge elaborate story, and I'm just making sure that I am in fact recording my headset. Yes, I am. Okay. But anyway, you don't expect it to have such an in-depth story. And Unknown Worlds Entertainment really managed to make it really good. It's a really engaging and just really engaging story, and it actually has an arc. Like when you first discover of the Sea Emperor Leviathan, you're like, what the fuck? Who are you? Why are you talking in my head? And then you start learning about this ancient precursor race and all of its underground, deeper bases, like the primary containment facility, the thermal vent, all that stuff. And then once you get to the primary containment facility, you get a big lore knowledge drop with all the scannables in there. And then as you're going through the game, trying to figure out how to get to these deeper biomes and these deeper areas to actually continue the story, it's like this crazy voice in your head starts talking to you more and more and more, and depending on what kind of person you are, she either convinces you that she's on your side and wishes to help you so she can help her kids or whatever, or you start getting really skeptical of her until you finally meet her in person, which is kind of the big reveal. And it's like, I'm not just joking with you. I actually have a task that you can help me with, and I can help you, so, let's help each other and help you get off the planet and help my young hatch and cure the planet of the Kara bacterium. Alright? And I think the Kara bacterium is actually a reference to a different game that these guys have made. Natural Selection, right. Because in Natural Selection, the Kara is like the name of the main enemy species or whatever. I can't exactly remember. But that's how they kind of tied it into Subnautica. But the really only main critic I have, which is probably one of many, or I'm probably one of many people and players that will say this, that the grinding gets really old after a while. Like, you saw towards like the last 5 or so episodes of my Subnautica playthrough that I just decided to just completely cheese my way to the ending. Because I was just so sick of grinding. I was sick of trying to find the tablets. I was sick of trying to find basic raw materials. I was just sick of everything. So I just spawned it all out of thin air just so I could complete the story. Like, don't get me wrong. Finding your own way around an open sandbox like this and finding your own entertainment and spending time actually trying to build yourself up is the whole part of sandbox survival games. But I'm a variety YouTuber, and it's just in my nature to get shit done. I don't want to have a playthrough drag off for so long that it eventually gets really old, and at that point there's a higher chance of me just dropping the whole playthrough entirely, and I've already done that way too many times in the past with Metro, a second Skyrim playthrough, Need for Speed Most Wanted. All those games have just been laying dormant for so long on my channel because they've just gone on for so long, and I just completely forgot about them. The only games that haven't had that happen to me yet are XCOM 2 and PlanetSide 2, because I actually really like those games. I just don't want to have to drop playthroughs again, so I actually want to finish these damn things so I can start more. Alright, so anyway, overall it's a very good game, and if I was a hardcore survival sandbox game player, I'd probably spend countless hours screwing around in this game. I mean, even not as a dedicated survival sandbox game genre player person, I got distracted a lot with exploration, trying to build up my base, trying to get the alien containment facility so I can please Dr. Fall. So I can hatch creature eggs, so then Dr. Ballin could expand. No, we're not doing that. Anyway, overall, it's a very good survival game. Not many survival games take place underwater on this grand of a scale. Yes, there's games like We Have to Go Deeper, but they're definitely not on this scale, and a lot of them definitely don't have as good of a story as this. So overall, I really enjoyed myself. Hopefully you guys who watched also enjoyed yourself. And yeah, and now comes the reason why I'm not sitting in the game's main title screen blabbing on about this. Because now that the main Subnautica review is done, I have to look forward into what am I going to do next. Now, a recent game has been revived by recent updates, and that game is well known as No Man's Sky. Now, No Man's Sky has the same kind of idea and premise of Subnautica, but instead of in the water, you're in space, flying around from planet to planet, collecting resources and building yourself up. Now, the game recently got a shit ton of updates, because when No Man's Sky first came out, we all know what happened then. The game absolutely tanked, everybody hated it. Now the game has really revived itself, and is now apparently worth playing based on a lot of reviews and a lot of streamers and other YouTubers that I watch. Namely, I've been watching a streamer named Fontoman play it on one of his streams a couple of weeks ago. I watched the archive because I couldn't watch the stream itself, and it looked really fun. Now, I kind of thought of this as kind of like a non-canon sequel to Subnautica, because you know at the end of Subnautica, the PDA system goes, oh, you now own 1, 2, 3 trillion credits to a Telluride, and you can't land until you pay that off. I can just imagine the main protagonist going, you know what? Screw this fucking corporate billionaire business. I'm gonna trade in my sub or trade in my escape rocket for something a little bit more sturdier, and go scavenge the planets in the universe and everything around it on my own and make my own living. Hence No Man's Sky. Now, I've always been kind of interested in this game, even during its early shit months. But now that Subnautica's done, and just the ending of Subnautica just makes it so perfect that I can create my own little universe and my own non-canon sequel. The only thing is, its heavy price point leaves it as a big investment for a part-time YouTuber living off of a part-time job. That's a big money investment for me, and I do get paid the day of you guys watching this. Like, I'm recording this the night before I get paid. So I've already gotten paid, and I should be able to afford it, although it's a big, big, big money investment. My own made-up storyline, lines aside, it's a big time investment, and because of such all the negative feedback No Man's Sky has gotten in the past and is still kind of getting to this day, I don't know how many people would actually be willing to watch it. Like, obviously, if you guys sat through all my resource grinding in Subnautica, No Man's Sky is not all that different, except it's on a much grander scale, and there's a lot more of it. There's a lot more exploration, there's a lot more wet resource grinding, and there's actually some combat features in it as well, kind of. I mean, And I really, really, really do want to play. But, like I said, money investment. So, I was browsing around Steam, right? One night, and I came up with a bit of an alternative. This Is the Police is apparently another turn-based strategies, visual novel-y kind of game where you control a police force, right? You control a police force, you outfit all your officers' equipment, and you go around. I actually don't know. I mean, apparently it's in early access because it released. No, it's August. That was July. Fuck, never mind. But anyway, this is the Police 2. This is intercept the laws you see fit on the sheriff's department, manage your cops. Make work decision and try to keep out of prison yourself in the story-driven adventure strategy and turn-based tactical combat. So I guess it kind of has like a story like a visual novel, so like Sunrider Academy and Sunrider Massacre Elites. But it also has turn-based tactical combat, and by the looks of the screenshot, it has a very XCOM-y feel with it. But I don't know. But overall, this is a cheaper alternative to a game genre that's more, I guess, fitting to my channel, because I have been kind of sticking to a lot of strategy games, like BattleTech, XCOM 2, and even Sunrider Mask of Elites, although no one's really been watching that, also has some turn-based combat itself. And since I said that, not a lot of people may not want to watch No Man's Sky, considering, its bad reputation, regardless of its recent revive, I feel like This Is the Police 2 would be kind of a more fitting game for my channel, although I want to be a variety YouTuber, so of course I'd want to expand my game genres a little bit. And out of these two, I really want to play No Man's Sky a little bit more, just because I recently finished Subnautica. It's a perfect non-canon fit to please my little mind. And it's just what I want to do. But considering it's such a heavy price, it's like maybe I'd want to go for a cheaper alternative. Like, I'm still interested in this game, but I don't want to play it as much as No Man's Sky. Which is why I'm going to hopefully try my best to let you guys help me decide. And I know there's a lot of lurkers and not a lot of people active. Right, I have like 1 or 2 active people in my chat. One of you I can't pronounce. I'm sorry. The person who owns Helena and Eva in my XCOM 2 playthroughs. I'm sorry I cannot pronounce your name. Want to help you on that. That may help in the future, but you've been really active in my chat, which is really nice. And I get a couple of other odds and end comments, but that one person is definitely the most active viewer I have. So I don't know, man. I mean, depending on if I get any feedback at all, it might not. It might just be people saying do whatever you want to do. We'll watch anything or something. Then it would probably just be No Man's Sky. Excuse you, Subnautica. It's Subnautica theme 1 hour version. What are you doing? Subnautica theme. Why? Thank you. Fuck. Anyway. Turn that down a little bit. But yeah, hopefully you guys can give me a little bit of insight. And if demand gets really, really high for This Is the Police 2, then I will play that. But if it's mixed, or if it's just people telling me to do whatever the hell I want, then it's going to be No Man's Sky. Whichever one I choose, hopefully you guys will join me on whatever adventure is next. I'm letting you guys give me some suggestions on what I should play next. 10-1 is probably just going to be whatever the hell I want. I know, like I said, I know things haven't been really active in my comment section, but hopefully giving you guys a chance to say your 2 cents will kind of change that. Regardless, I'm done blabbling. I really enjoy Subnautica. I know a lot of you guys did too, and hopefully you guys will join me for the next adventure, whatever that may be. And I will see you guys next time. As always, thanks for watching. And I'm out. Peace.